Joining us now is the Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, which, of course, is the agency that oversees the emergency responders connected to FEMA. Mr. Secretary, thank you so much for being here. As the president prepares to visit, what do you want the residents of Maui to know?
Anna, thank you very much for having me. It was heartbreaking to hear the reporting of the 14-year-old boy hugging his dog and the family finding them deceased. It speaks so poignantly and powerfully of the suffering that people are enduring. And the single message, the most important message, is that we are here for them, and we have been here. We have more than 1,000 people on the ground there, going door to door, in information and survivor support centers. Our footprint is extraordinary there. We are there now, and we will be there tomorrow, and we will be there throughout the long-term recovery. I think that is the most important message, and we are following the president's immediate direction to us. As soon as the fires broke out, he directed FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Administration, part of the Department of Homeland Security, to respond in full force immediately, and that is indeed what we have done.
People still don't have answers about their loved ones, and they've lost everything. You heard Steve's report about what he's hearing from folks there on the ground, expressing frustration, some even anger. What do you tell people who feel like the help isn't coming fast enough?
Anna, it is heartbreaking, the fact that it is difficult to identify the remains of individuals, as the reporter indicated, when a fire has become virtually an incinerator. We have 450 search and rescue personnel. We have 40 canines deployed to help identify individuals who are deceased, and then we will take samples and the like. We're going door to door, trying to provide information to people. We are working with experts so that we are culturally sensitive to the needs of individuals on the island. We're doing everything that we can. In a travesty like this, there is going to be heartbreak. And as a search and rescue operation is underway, it's very difficult for those individuals who do not yet understand or know what has happened to their family members, their loved ones, their friends.
Absolutely. And I know for you and all the people who are responding to Maui and to other emergencies, it's an all-hands-on-deck effort right now. As we mentioned, there's also Tropical Storm Hilary. You have the deadly wildfires in Washington state as well. What is the biggest challenge right now for the federal emergency response?
We are not limited in our resources right now. Anna, we are fully deployed across the federal government. It is not just FEMA. The president will be announcing when he arrives in Hawaii his appointment of Robert Fenton, the Regional 9 coordinator at FEMA, as the chief federal response coordinator, to make sure that we have an all-of-administration response to this tragedy. We already are well coordinated across the federal government, but he's appointing Robert Fenton as the lead coordinator. Our challenge is ensuring that everyone understands the resources available to them, and making sure that we're bringing that much-needed closure to individuals, and everyone on the island should know, and everyone across the country should know, that this is what we are devoted to. We're following the president's direction to spare no time, no expense to address the needs of the impacted communities.
Just zooming out, though, when you look at all of these natural disasters happening at the same time, and it just seems like the hits keep coming. Former DHS Secretary Jeh Johnson, someone who has held your role before, has told me he believes the climate crisis may be the greatest threat to U.S. national security. Do you agree with that?
I think it is one of the most prominent threats that we face. You know, I was with the president in Mayfield, Kentucky, a number of months ago when a tornado devastated that community. I was in Mississippi when I saw another community devastated by a tornado of unprecedented speed and strength and resulting devastation. The frequency and gravity of extreme weather events in the United States and around the world is one of the greatest challenges that the globe currently encounters, and we need to work together as a community of people across the world to address this.
Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, I really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you very much.